All right, everybody. Come on
Hi.
in. It's a little later than morning meeting time.
But we still right on time, right?
He's still right. Always, always. Thanks everybody for
Absolutely.
coming into the space. Now's the time to share out. I've already done a little bit of that over on my personal Facebook. We're now live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch just to get the word out.
Yes.
Awesome things happening in the Richmond Community Alumni Association. I'm Andre in the Flow, class of 2002, and tonight we're going to spend time with Teshawna Threat, class
Hi.
2012.
Yes, class of 2012, and their 10-year anniversary is next year. Time is flying.
You said how many years it's been?
10 years next year.
If it's been 10 years for you, how many do you think it's been for me, child?
You just add razzle dazzle to your years.
I was watching something on Netflix last night where someone was like, in 2003, I was in the 8th grade. And I sat up in the bed like,
whoop. It's the pause for me. The pause. You had to clutch your pearls for a second, like, whoop.
I said, how could this grown human being, like this grown man, have been in the 8th grade when shortly after I graduated high school? It's so bizarre how time just keeps going on that way. Let us know in the comments who you are and where you're watching from tonight. I see there's 5 people watching globally on Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch. Just gather around. As you can see, we are in the library.
Yes, thank you. Honoring my forte, my career path.
Yes, Lord. Okay, so what we're going to do is a little bit of a past, present, and future approach to your feature today. We're going to talk about what was going on in the years of 2012. I guess you came to community in 2008. Is that how math works?
Yes, you got it. 2008. Okay. So let's 2007, 2008. You start the half year.
So let's not waste any time. Let's jump in.
Cool.
What were you doing in 2008 in Richmond Public Schools?
2008. I just couldn't believe I got accepted into Richmond Community High School. A girl from Southside taking the bus almost.
Southside?
A Southside. I mean, I had to get on the bus at the crack of dawn just to commute and shuck and jive to Patterson Avenue. So I had the honor of being even in the existence of the old building. So I was just so surprised that this little girl from Southside was going to a school over in the West End. Hi, it was Seven Flower. Hello.
That's my mentee watching from in bed. I love it.
You go ahead. Yes, any way possible. But yes, that's when I first got in those doors. I was just so happy to be there and just so honored, to just have a presence.
Who were some of the first teachers that you met when you entered into the gates of Richmond Community in 2008?
So the thing was, I didn't go to summer orientation. I went to the University of Richmond MSI program. So I opted out. They used those credits. So I didn't know any of the teachers, but I knew Barbara Gray.
Yes.
I knew that for sure because she made sure I got my classwork like everybody else did. Other than that, Miss Case rings a bell, and I never had her. Miss Stewart, Miss Felder. So basically all the math and science teachers. Other than that, I was just in there trying to figure out how I was going to make it.
Right. Because the word on the street is that this is a school that's really, really academically challenging, and that the best and the brightest go there. And if you were in my class, they were like, they were comparing us to the classes that had gone before. And, the school has 100% college acceptance rate. So it's a huge thing for a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed 14-year-old to step into that kind of like. Okay, so now we're going to move into so did you do mini masters or anything like that your freshman year, sophomore year?
Yes, so I did have the advantage of being on Shad Landing with Miss Barbara Gray. I have to say that was the first time I was able to connect with students on a personal and emotional level. We were hugging people we didn't even know, if you know what I mean. Embracing each other, venting.
Why?
So we had the night around the campfire. And that was the time, people were talking about the experiences, and you'll be so shocked how many people went through stuff, even as a preteen. So with that being said, it was a great bonding moment that I held on to from ninth grade all the way to 12th grade
Yeah.
with some of the students. So that was very impactful. So I have to say that was the best semester.
Now that you're thinking, now that you're bringing it up, because these are things that, I mean, it's been 20 years for me, 20. So now that you're bringing it up, that level of adults teaching kids how to be emotionally vulnerable, and to
Right.
share from the heart, that's something that you really don't, that you take for granted at that time of your life. I think that's what you're speaking to, this moment
Yeah.
of bonding with people your age and committing to each other around the campfire, that you're going to see each other through this next 4-year experience as a family, as a team. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if kids are even getting that in present day, this level of ability to bond in a healthy way.
You're right. That's why it's so bizarre how, we went to New York, we went to Philly, and out of all three, most kids say that the camping experience was the most impactful because, like you say, you're vulnerable. In that essence, we didn't care how we looked. We all smelled. We all looked a hot mess at one time. So we couldn't judge each other for nothing. I had on my Rough Riders, rest in peace DMX shoes. I mean, I looked toe up from the floor up, and I did it where everybody else.
Yeah, but I mean, but so did the teachers. So did the teachers. I mean, I don't think
Right.
anybody emerged out of the camping trip looking. I mean, my camping trip memory is a whole house burning on the side of the road in Chesapeake. It was like a
Oh,
multi-level house, and we're all on the bus. You could feel the heat,
oh my
like as we
God.
drove by it, like hitting the bus, like, and
Ooh,
little things like that, and you're kind of like, what is going on? But you remember
exactly.
these things for the rest of your life. Okay, so now
Right.
we're in up to like junior senior year. The heat is officially getting turned on. Senior thesis is coming.
Yes.
We're supposed to be getting our shit together, and I hope that this is an adult show.
Yeah. Mm.
Getting it together. This is Alumni Association. This isn't the Kids Association. This is
You
Alumni Association. Get
I
it right.
cannot with you.
Get it right. And
Get it
so
tight.
we okay. And so we're supposed to be getting it together and emerging into this world that we had no clue about, called adulting. And at Richmond Community High School, you were going to go to college or at
Yes.
least apply for several. So what was that experience like for you?
So I have to say, junior year is when I started taking seriously about schools I wanted to go to. Everybody else was just gun ho since ninth grade. I was just like, I'm just happy to be here. So with that being said, community was a very academically competitive school. So you started to see why some people wanted to be in certain academic positions, like number one, number two, number three. And I was just sitting here like, I'm good with number 17, but in that essence, I started to take more seriously about what I needed to do post community. So in that space, I would say I was more aware of the experience I was supposed to take in and
Mm-hmm.
what I needed to do when I get out, I have to say.
As opposed to other programs where you're just kind of, I wouldn't know anything about it because I didn't go to those programs.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just, you're kind of going through the motion, kind of aimlessly just meandering towards graduation, as opposed to community where it's college preparatory program, hands down.
Right.
You're going to eventually buckle down. And what kind of field were you settling on as you were going into that 17, 18-year-old realm of your life?
So crazy. I wanted to be an engineer.
Oh, I didn't.
And yes, I started taking engineering classes, and I was the only female in every single class. And I thought it was just so amazing because they said it was a male dominated field.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe them. I was a female in every class and I was a top student. So they're like, what is this chick doing in here? Like being a top student in all three of these classes. But long story short, I didn't end up continuing. It wasn't my forte. But I salute
What was
those
it
who
about?
kept going.
What was it about it? You found that you just didn't take to it, or you were like, this is
I
excellent.
I perceived engineering as what I wanted to do. But with engineering, you needed to learn every field, mechanical, electrical, all of you needed to learn the basis first. And I just wanted to go straight into a specified field, if you know what
Right.
I mean.
I get it.
And I'm the type of person I like to enhance things. I'm not too good with creating things.
Mm-hmm.
And with engineering, to me, you needed to know how to create things from scratch with nothing. And Teshawna was like, I need something to start off with already.
Mhm.
And I just found out it wasn't me.
I love it. What did you pivot to?
So I went to accounting, took my third accounting class, and said, we're not about that life. So I ended up doing what I started doing at community at 15, which is working for the library system.
Wow.
I got all of my 200 hours, not 150, 200 community service hours at the local library, and I end up getting my first job with them when I graduated.
Wow.
So if it
Where
wasn't
was
for community, I wouldn't even have gotten the field I'm in now.
Mhm. So were you volunteering? You were volunteering in the school library, which then gave you the whole Dewey Decimal know-how.
Yeah. So I didn't do the school library, unfortunately. I did
Oh,
ask, but they didn't need anybody. Nobody wants a school
I mean,
library.
it's the virtual community library. I mean, we know where the books are.
Exactly. So I went to my local library up the street, just to knock out the hours. And I end up working there for the city of Richmond straight out of high school.
What did you love about it?
I love the fact that you didn't work hard.
Okay, pause there. Okay, so just to reset the room, we are joined this week by the lovely Teshawna Threat, class of 2012 with Community High School. We're gonna restart. I feel like the community alumni association sometimes you got to like put the AED on the chest and
Yeah.
just be clear and
Revive
we're continually trying to revive this program, Teshawna and I, and so this is part of that process. And she's here telling us about how she loved the laid back approach. I put a little spin on that for you. The laid back approach to library sciences. And was it just the chill quiet of it all for you?
Chill, quiet, and if you noticed, it depends on how you view a library. We take all the resources we can and disperse it out. All the classes that you're probably taking at a gym, X, Y, and Z, we offer at the library for free. Is a resource hub, and people just think it's filled with books. It's way more than that. And with that being said, I get a thrill when somebody comes in with shambles and walk out feeling completed because they feel as though they have answers.
Because they're empowered by information.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
it's out there. They just need somebody to get it for them. And I got you.
I love that.
I
Okay,
like that.
So you walk across the school. Was it Coburn Hall? Were y'all graduated from Coburn Hall over there? Where'd you graduate?
So I started off at Patterson Avenue for a year.
Okay.
Then we end up going to Highland Park over in Northside Richmond,
Okay.
Brooklyn Park Boulevard, the old Chandler building.
Okay.
So yes, we ended up taking over that. So I graduated from there in 2012.
They actually had the graduation in the building?
No, the graduation was at
I think that's what I'm talking about.
from.
Coburn Hall, right? For Virginia Union, right? With that rock building? Or y'all graduated from a different kind of building?
We graduated from Altria.
See, corporate money. All right. I'm
One of them. The theater, one of the theater was the Coliseum. I think it was the Coliseum. We graduated from the Coliseum. I'm sorry, sweetie. Coliseum.
Yeah, I think that we graduated in Coburn Hall on the Virginia Union campus, but I don't know what the adults were going through to secure those buildings for us. Okay, so now you're flushed out into the world as a full-fledged community graduate. You were the cream of the crop, the jewel of the eye of Richmond Public Schools. We love to see it. And then 18, where are you now?
I am now.
Did you go immediately into a program, or what happened to you?
No, I endured something called life. Meaning that I thought I didn't need a college degree to make it out here. I was full of pride graduating from community. That was a good thing, bad thing in certain essences as far as how I embrace things.
Man.
So long story short, I am obtaining my master's degree in library science, and I'm graduating from undergrad next Saturday, actually. So with that being said,
let's talk about that.
Yes. So let's talk about being a graduate way after the expected time period of graduating from community. I have a set of friends who finished all of it straight out of high school. Lovely, adore them. And I have some who never went back. With that being said, you get to learn life in different aspects. You start seeing things that it's called life. You see financial troubles going on. So people have had children, life experiences that I can't even endure myself. And with that being said, it was rough.
Losing people, having to
Yeah.
care for sick
Family
relatives,
members. Yeah,
a financial crises, all
yes.
sorts of things. Yeah.
And with that being said, I was able to see life from a different perspective and have respect for everyone who's out here still trying to make it despite how they were told they were supposed to be after high school. And
Mhm.
with that being said, everybody has their own path. And I've learned to appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. Okay, so 18, 19, 20, you're going through school of life,
Yeah.
and then but you're still involved in the library. Like
That's
that's
the
the
thing.
constant.
Yes,
That's the constant. Like
absolutely.
community has
That's
come
the
and gone,
constant.
and you're still involved in a library of some sort. Tell us about that.
Yes. So with that being said, the amazing thing about community was that I was able to see people of different walks of life in one building. So that mimics the library. You could be the richest person or the poorest person. You came to the library to print off something. It's the place where it's no type of judgment, judgment free. We all come together for the same conclusion, if you want to think of it.
I like that.
So the library mimics what I experienced at community when it comes to working with a diverse set of people.
Riff on that
So
a
with
little
that,
bit. Like how are they
yeah.
similar?
So they're similar because at that moment when they walk through the door at the library, you're not thinking about your demographics. You're just thinking about what you need. At community, I had people, some friends who went through domestic violence abuse with their parents, some financial struggles, but we weren't there for that. We were there to gain an education. And it's just amazing that I lived through my friends and what they went through because
Mm,
I learned that even though I'm not going through that, I understand and I'm able to sympathize with what you're going through. And it
yeah,
gave me a better outlook that we're not all the same. We're
yeah.
not. And it's a
And
profound respect.
mhm. Community did open the door did open the door for that, this acceptance of everybody's worldview, and then how do we get through it together. I did like
Absolutely.
that a lot. I did like that a lot. Okay, so you said that you're about to complete a milestone as we
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
How does that feel?
You know what's so funny? I'm the type of person I just do it because it needs to get done. But I had to say it hit me like yesterday. I was like, dang, I'm actually graduating with my bachelor's and it feels hella good. It feels good to see the light of it at the end of a tunnel. Because when you first start, you're like, Lord, I got 4 years to do. But
Mhm,
when you finally get there, it's so rewarding because you didn't give up. You were
mhm.
dedicated to it. You were dedicated to your craft. Like that's amazing. That's a good feeling. It's so rewarding. And honestly, some of the things I learned in community, like the no cars, the studying, the work habits, it helped out. It really did. You know, I
Imani's in
can
the
write a
comments.
17-page
Congratulations.
paper like it ain't nothing.
Oh yeah, I mean they drilled us the ability to take in so much information and then be able to put it out in an articulated way. I mean that's community through and through. Thanks for stopping by and commenting, Imani Esparza. She says
Yes, thank
congratulations to
you.
you.
Appreciate it. Yes.
Imani, let us know what class you were in and what year you graduated community. Is that one of a person that was around your time or not?
I am familiar with the last name, but no, I'm
Okay,
not
cool,
too
cool, cool.
sure.
We'll figure it out. We'll
But
figure it
thank
out.
you so much. I appreciate it so much. But
So
yes,
before so as we round into like the last part of this interview because these features are going to be really really short bite-sized pieces of 2005. Wow. Okay. So we were in the building. If you're 2005, then we were in the building at the same time. But what's your is that was that the last name you always had? I was checked out at community sometimes, child, and the truth is I still am sometimes.
it's okay. At least you're consistent.
That's
See? Yes,
all
consistency is
okay.
key.
That's what
Consistency is
matters. That's
key.
what matters. So it's been 10 years since you were at community. Life
Yes.
has unfolded. It's brought you now to being an entrepreneur in your own right and starting
Yes.
to plant new seeds in the ground, the seeds of your masters and the seeds of your business. What did you want to share about that?
So I'm the proud owner of Anchored with a T at the end, LLC. I am one, and it derived from my role at the library of being of resource. And I've seen so many people coming in who are trying to apply for jobs, and their resumes just weren't right. So, with that being said, I decided to make my own business to show that I got you. Your resume, your cover letters, even down to you capitalizing your first and last name on your job application means a lot. And I'm here to help.
Mm,
So my library experience influenced my side business. And with that being said, it's all about workforce development, administrative services, and everything of that nature to help the next individual succeed within any career path
I
they
love it.
have set forth. So
I love
yes,
it. Yeah, because you're right there at the grassroots part of a community. You see
yes,
that people are not capitalizing their names on applications. You see that
yes,
people who present well and are fully capable and qualified to do the jobs are not really
absolutely.
getting them because of the way that the information is being filtered to, say, an employer or someone that they
Yep.
want to work with. And so you and Anchor T can step right in and help people polish their resumes and do all of
Yep.
that career preparedness. I love it. I love it.
Yes. You only get one chance to make a first impression. So
This
it's
time of year.
amazing.
I also spent more of my service time in Broad Rock Library. I love Broad Rock Library.
That's why I volunteered at. That was my first job. Broad Rock Library, right at the corner of Warwick and Broad Rock.
That's my library, right there beside the basketball courts and the tennis courts and all of
Cross
that.
yep, cross street from the 7-Eleven and the fire station.
Call 7-Eleven. My favorite librarian, and I may be dating myself there, is an old white lady with Coke bottle glasses named Miss Shook was her name. I think she relocated to the main library downtown later in her
Mm-hmm.
career. I don't know if that's where librarians go to, like, kind of settle down. But she was my favorite, and I was that kind of geek of a kid that had a Tweety Bird backpack, and I had a
Oh my
favorite
goodness.
librarian. Teshawna, no doubt you would have been one of my favorite librarians.
Thank you.
And then to go on, Imani says such a critical service to the community. I think people sleep on libraries, and
You don't think about them.
are they
You
funded
don't.
properly in Richmond, or is it something that's lacking still to this day?
Can't say just Richmond everywhere. They put them at the bottom of the totem pole, unfortunately, when it comes to the compensation bracket.
Mm.
But we are just as vital. We are the information hub. We're open on the weekends where everybody else at City Hall is at home. I don't know if all of them are, but we are essential.
Yeah,
We are essential, and
yeah,
I
I love
don't
it.
think people realize it.
How has the library evolved? Because when I was around in libraries all the time, there's card catalogs and all those types of things. You said that
Yeah.
now you can get like full classes and like a
Yes.
bevy of services from the library. What services are you providing at current?
So currently, and also in the past, even down to credit repair classes, living will classes, yoga, um, even down to martial arts, health fitness classes of every sort, chair yoga for seniors, um, jazz and coloring, adult coloring classes. Of course, you have your children's story time, teen tech classes. It just varies based on age group and targeting the mental health of adults as well. So, with that being said, classes and programs vary, and people of the community just keep forgetting about the library, and that's why we're open. We're open for the public. So, I'm just advertising today. If you have a public library, just try to go in there at least once a month to show your face, check out one book, make yourself accountable, and bring the book back. Because if it's not for them walking through the door, the library could close down. That's how that critical service to community. That's exactly what
Oh,
it
I did
is.
not know that. I did not
Yeah,
know.
if you don't get the patron counts, if you know what I mean, the number of customers
Yeah,
coming in,
I hear you.
they don't think you're useful. So a library can close.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm gonna do a little sweep by the library. I love libraries. Now they have these services where you can download the app and you can get the ebooks and the
Even
audiobooks.
if you do that, even if you do that,
Still
it
count
goes
on
a long
data.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going to shift in the last few minutes of our time together. And I thank everybody for hanging out in this Pharaoh feature. If you want to be featured as well, if you feel like you have a story to tell about your community experience and what you're doing beyond, we would love to hear from you. Just stop by allpharaohs.org, 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 and just put in your information. And we would love to just have you come and sit and chat with us and let us know how community benefited you. Or if you hated the place, tell us that too, because I'm open-hearted enough to hear all things, especially in this time. Now, before we go, I've got a couple questions over here that I want to ask you that are just kind of like one-offs. They have nothing to do with community, just getting to know you as a Teshawna.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to me.
What is your idea of perfect happiness, Teshawna?
Perfect happiness means being at peace with yourself.
Go
when
off.
You're at peace. When you're at peace with yourself, you know what things bother you, what things don't bother you, and you're on a path of just living your best life. When you reach a certain level of peace, you flow just as happily, and you know how not to get triggered. A lot of things happen out here because we're triggered. Once you find your common ground in life, and it takes a lot of experiences in life to get to that point, but when you reach that, you good.
I love it. What is your greatest extravagance? How do you treat yourself?
I treat myself. Growing up very insecure, I treat myself by every time I see a mirror, I say how beautiful I am, because in the past, I used to hate walking past the mirror. So that's how I found my flair, my extraness, my truth. So, yes, my truth. So for someone who was scared of a mirror, I have every right to look at one now.
You are. You are. When and where are you the happiest, my love?
When and where am I the happiest? When I'm in the bed, resting. For it, because resting, because, and you know, it sounds so funny, but that's because when I finally get to bed, I know I've done everything I needed to do during the day, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So when you lay down, you're good. And when you lay down, you're good. You're at a place where you feel as though you conquered all you can.
Yeah, it's something that we don't appreciate. We're in a society that wants us to go, 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 go. And the idea of rest so that you can have more fuel for your beautiful life is a good thing. What talent would you most like to have if you could have any talent?
A talent. I would categorize as a talent a poker face. As soon as you say something I just don't care for, I think it's crazy, my face like, I would love to have that. Some people can have a strong poker face. You would never know that they were bothered. And I'm gonna get there one day.
You wear it right on your face. Who are your favorite writers? As a librarian, who feeds your soul as a writer?
I would have to say Ashley Coleman is my favorite writer.
Tell me about this.
And I've witnessed her writing in the essence of, she writes with her husband as well. But she writes so flawlessly, and she doesn't do a rush job with her work, even though she has mass productions. Just her aura is so beautiful, and I haven't even met the woman. So I just feel as though she's got it for me.
And name the author.
She's an urban fiction. Ashley Coleman.
Okay.
And she's an urban fiction writer.
I love it. Okay, maybe second to last question. Who are your heroes in real life, Teshawna?
My heroes in real life, first is my mother, very strong-willed woman, and my niece, who is highly autistic. She taught me that we're all different, and no matter what, she's still a human being, no matter what her challenges are. And come to find out, we all have challenges. She taught me that at a young age. So the individuals who have any mental health issues of any sort, you all want to still be treated as a human being, just like everyone else. So those two are my special heroes.
I love it. I love it. Last question. What is your motto for life?
My motto is keep making the impossible possible. Because there's a lot of things out here that it seems as though restricted or limited, No, you can make it possible. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's possible. Nothing out here is impossible. Nothing. Trust me.
Wow. Wow.
So
Thank you,
yes.
Teshawna, class of 2012, for stopping by
You.
the Pharaoh feature.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much, you guys. And I'm so glad to be doing this on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, active, soon to be adopted mothers, the ones who can't even conceive or carry. Your love is still strong. Your love is still strong.
And
So,
not to take away from people who give birth, but if you've nurtured anything or anybody,
yes.
if you've been a loving, nurturing presence to anything and anybody,
Got
happy
it.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
We'll see y'all soon.
Yes.
Teshawna, threat of class of 2012, Andre and the Flow, class of 2002. So great to be with you on this Sunday evening. We hope to see you soon. And remember, as the principal of the school says, currently we're all in, all one, and all Pharaohs. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good night.